Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're tackling a massive question. What is happening in America right now? It feels like every time you turn on the news or scroll through your feed, there's something new, something big, something that changes the conversation. It can be overwhelming, right? So let's break it down together. Look at some of the major trends and events shaping the United States in a way that's as easy to understand. First up, let's talk about the economy. This is probably the one thing that affects everyone's daily life the most. You've likely heard the word inflation a lot. For a while, the cost of everything, from your morning coffee to a tank of gas, was shooting up. The good news is that inflation has been cooling down significantly from its peak. But even so, many people still feel the pinch. Prices for groceries and housing, in particular, remain stubbornly high in many parts of the country. This has created what some economists call a V-shaped. The economic data might show improvement, like low unemployment rates, but the general feeling or the vibe for a lot of folks is still one of financial stress. People are working, but their paychecks don't seem to go as far as they used to. This disconnect between the numbers and real-life experience is a huge part of the American story right now. Connected to the economy is the job market. It's a really interesting and somewhat contradictory picture. On one hand, as I mentioned, unemployment is historically low. Companies are hiring and there are jobs available. But on the other hand, we're seeing a wave of high-profile layoffs, especially in the tech sector. Companies that grew massively over the past few years are now trimming down their workforces. This creates a sense of instability, even amidst a strong job market. We're also seeing a major shift in how and where we work. The remote work and hybrid models that started during the pandemic are here to stay for many. This has huge implications for everything from city downtowns, which are quieter than they used to be, to how people balance their work and personal lives. The Great Resignation has cooled, but its spirit lives on, with many workers continuing to demand more flexibility, better pay, and a healthier work-life balance. Now, let's shift gears to the political landscape. To put it mildly, it's polarized. The division between the two major parties seems wider than ever. This isn't just about politicians in Washington, D.C. It's trickling down into communities, families, and friendships. Conversations about politics can feel like walking on eggshells. Major issues like immigration, gun control, and abortion rights are at the forefront of this divide. The Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, for example, sent shockwaves across the country and returned the issue of abortion access to individual states, creating a patchwork of laws and sparking intense debate and activism on both sides. Immigration at the southern border remains a constant and complex challenge, with cities across the country grappling with how to manage an influx of migrants. These aren't just news headlines. They are deeply personal issues that are shaping the very fabric of American society and identity. As we head deeper into an election year, this political tension is only going to ramp up. The national conversation is dominated by the upcoming presidential election, and it's looking like a rematch of the 2020 race. This has led to a sense of fatigue for some voters, but it's also mobilizing others. We're seeing a lot of discussion about the age of the candidates, their fitness for office, and the direction they want to take the country. Beyond the presidency, there are critical races for Congress, state legislatures, and local offices that will have a huge impact on people's lives. Issues like voting rights and the security of elections are also major points of contention, with ongoing debates about how to make sure our democratic process is fair and accessible to everyone. Let's talk about technology, because it's impossible to understand modern America without talking about AI. Artificial intelligence has exploded into the public consciousness. Tools like ChatGPT can write essays, create code, and answer complex questions in seconds. AI is generating art, music, and even video. It's incredibly exciting and a little bit scary all at the same time. The potential is enormous. AI could revolutionize medicine, science, and education. But it also raises huge questions. What will happen to jobs that can be automated? How do we deal with misinformation when AI can create realistic but fake images and videos? How do we ensure that AI is used ethically and doesn't perpetuate existing biases? These are the questions that developers, lawmakers, and all of us are just beginning to grapple with. This technological revolution is happening at lightning speed, and it's reshaping our world in ways we're still trying to understand. Socially and culturally, there's a lot going on too. We're in the middle of a massive conversation about identity. Discussions around gender, race, and sexuality are more prominent than ever before. This has led to a push for greater inclusion and representation in media, workplaces, and schools. At the same time, it has also created a backlash, leading to what many call culture wars. We see this playing out in debates over school curriculums, books being banned in libraries, and policies affecting transgender individuals. These are deeply emotional and often divisive conversations about who we are as a country and what values we want to uphold. Another major cultural trend is the focus on mental health. The stigma around talking about anxiety, depression, and other mental health challenges is slowly breaking down. More and more people, especially younger generations, are open about their struggles and are actively seeking help. Celebrities and public figures are sharing their own experiences, which helps normalize the conversation. However, there's a big gap between the growing demand for mental health care and the available resources. Finding affordable and accessible therapy can be incredibly difficult, and it's a major challenge that our healthcare system is facing. If you or someone you know is struggling, please know that help is available. Organizations like the National Alliance on Mental Illness and the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline are there for you. You are not alone. And finally, let's touch on the environment. Climate change is no longer a distant threat. It's a present reality. We're seeing its effects all across the country. More intense wildfires in the west, stronger hurricanes in the east, severe droughts and record-breaking heat waves are becoming the new normal. This has put immense pressure on communities and the government to act. There's a major push towards renewable energy, with massive investments in solar, wind, and electric vehicles. You've probably seen more EVs on the road and solar panels on roofs. But this transition is complex and expensive, and there's a lot of debate about how quickly we can and should move away from fossil fuels. It's a balancing act between protecting the environment, ensuring our energy is reliable and affordable, and managing the economic impact of this massive shift. So, what is happening in America right now? It's a nation grappling with economic uncertainty, political division, and rapid technological change. It's a society having difficult but necessary conversations about identity, mental health, and its place in the world. It's a country facing the tangible effects of a changing climate. It's complex, it's messy, and it can be contradictory. But it's also dynamic, resilient, and full of people trying to build a better future. The story of America is constantly being written, and every single person plays a part in it. Thank you so much for watching and for thinking through these big topics with me. It's a lot to take in, I know. What do you think is the most important thing happening in America right now? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective. Do not forget to like this video if you found it helpful and subscribe for more deep dives into the issues that shape our world. See you in the next one.